Hello everybody, my name is Brianna Bilo and I'm a meteorologist here with the National Weather Service office in Grand Junction, Colorado. And this is your June 2023 monthly climate summary. So to start things off, our story of the month was June snow. So it's June. It's summer. Officially, astronomically, meteorologically, it's summer. But it isn't always that way up in the mountains. Just when you think summer is finally here, Mother Nature likes to remind you that anything can happen. And so on the morning of June 17th, an area of precipitation that was moving through the Central Divide Mountains, up around, Eagle and Vale and that sort of area, actually brought up a period of snowfall to I-70 over Vale Pass. As you can see in this image here, courtesy of cotrip.org and CDOT. And this actually wasn't the only summer snow. The day before, actually, snow fell hard enough to coat the grass on Loveland Pass. I did not include the picture, but it's out there. It's on our Facebook page if you want to see that. And this was all, thanks to the much cooler and wetter conditions that we actually saw the first half of the month of June, which ended up leading in nicely to our high temperatures. Our highest high was 97 in Grand Junction on the 26th, and as you can see, all of these happened at the end of the month, and that is partially because the first half of the month was either cooler than normal or right around normal, so we didn't actually see temperatures that we would normally expect to see in June until the very tail end of the month. Our coolest high for the month was 81 in Aspen, and that was again on the 26th. And as for our low temperatures, as I mentioned, the first half of the month, you can kind of see some of these dates fall in there. We saw some unusually cool weather, but we also saw some unusually cool weather right before we saw those highest temperatures, actually on the 24th, 25th, of June. So our warmest low temperature for the month of June occurred on the 3rd in Grand Junction, and that was 47, tied with Canyonlands on the 24th. And our coolest low temperature occurred also on the 24th in Durango, where they actually got down below freezing. They got down to 29 degrees. So definitely still capable of some pretty chilly weather, at least as far as June was concerned. And then as far as precipitation, really kind of depended on where you were and how much the dry second half of the month kind of affected the totals overall, because the first half of the month was pretty wet for just about everybody. But as you can see, we did have some people come in just a little bit below normal, and that was because that moisture tap kind of died off for the second half of the month. So our big winner here was Meeker, which came in about 3/4 of an inch above normal with 1.84 inches as their total. And at the bottom here, we actually have Grand Junction with just 0.27 inches, and that was about a little over 1/10 of an inch below normal. So I mean, really, these departures are not bad. They're less than 1/10 of an inch, with the exception of Grand Junction, where it was just a little bit over. Canyonlands actually came in spot on at normal for the month of June. It's always kind of neat when that happens. And then, we've got a whole range of above normal departures here, for anywhere from Cortez, which was a little over 1/10 of an inch, all the way to, as I mentioned, Meeker, which was 3/4 of an inch above normal. So overall, not terrible. It's not like everybody came in really well below normal, so we'll take it. As far as our drought update, all that we have remaining as far as drought is concerned are a few patches of abnormally dry conditions in eastern Utah. The rest of eastern Utah and western Colorado is considered drought-free. And as far as the monthly drought outlook is concerned, we're expected to stay that way. Either we see these little patches of abnormally dry stick around, or we just remain totally drought-free through the next month. Snowpack update. There's still enough snow out there that I could do a snowpack update for June. We will see about July. I don't expect there to be, but we'll see. But as far as our snowpack is concerned, we still have snowpack hanging on in the northeastern Uintas and in the Duchesne Basin. Southeastern Utah is completely melted out now. And we still actually have snowpack hanging on in all of the western Colorado basins, with actually the Colorado headwaters holding on the most. Although I will say, kind of take these numbers with a little bit of a grain of sand, especially these really high, 200% of normals, just because we are getting into that late season where on average there's not a lot of snow on the snow tells. And so, if the average is 1 inch and there's 2 inches, that's already, 200% of normal or something to that effect. Forgive me, it's early in the morning. So when we start getting into these really low numbers, we do start to sometimes see these kind of anomalously high percentages. So I would say, rather than looking at the percentages here, just kind of take the fact that they are filled in with a color and not, gray or completely blank to be a good sign, because there is still snow there. The July outlook. For the majority of eastern Utah and western Colorado, as far as temperatures, we are looking at equal chances of above or below normal temperatures, which tracks so far. For the first week of July, we've really seen right around average, sometimes a little below, sometimes a little above. A little bit of the northern Divide Mountains might see a leaning towards below normal temperatures, and maybe right along this far southern border, CPC is kind of indicating a trend towards above normal temperatures. And we're kind of seeing something similar as far as precipitation is concerned, where the vast majority of the area is looking at equal chances of above or below normal precipitation, with really just southeastern Utah and kind of the Four Corners having it such that CPC is indicating a tendency towards below normal precipitation. And part of that probably has to do with the fact that if we get a monsoon at all this year, it will be delayed a couple of weeks. So typically we would see the monsoon kick in July, and we may not see it until very late July or August, if we see it at all, because we do still have that snowpack lingering, and everything is delayed about 2 weeks right now, including, temperatures, produce, and clearly the monsoon, if we see it, and that's kind of the thing, the southwest monsoon can be a little bit fickle when you get this far north. So we'll keep our eyes on things and keep you guys updated. But as of right now, there's no real signal, at least as far as July is concerned. And that's it for June. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next month.